Hey guys, and welcome back to the video. So today, obviously, we're inside of Greenville, and as it is a new year, 2025, I thought I'd showcase my whole car collection inside of GV as of this point. Probably tomorrow, I'll sell a car and rebuy a different one, so it is literally changing all the time. But as of today, this is my current car collection. So as this is probably one of my longest videos yet, make sure to obviously sit back and relax, maybe grab some snacks as well, because yeah, this is probably going to be quite a long video. Also, if you guys do want to see more content that I do, I am on side of Instagram, and I also am on TikTok. Both of them are obviously linked in the description and in my bio, so yeah, make sure to go give those a follow as well. So obviously, starting it off, we have the Halloween pumpkin car, which was the 2024 Halloween event. Yeah, you obviously got this vehicle by completing the event, but yeah, it actually looks really cool. And obviously, when you turn the lights on, yeah, you obviously get the flames coming out the eyes, which does look really cool. But yeah, with that one, let's get on to the next car. So similarly to that, we have the Christmas event that was obviously the 2024 Christmas, and yeah, you got this cool sleigh, well, wheeled sleigh thing, which is really cool. I've obviously customized it. I put like an Xmas plate on it, which looks really nice. And yeah, it has a very cool engine inside of this car, as you guys can see it, and it moves quite a lot. This thing actually has a lot of power, and it's actually really good at drifting if you actually can control it, unlike me. Yeah, it just wants to slide this whole time because it has so much power going to the rear wheels. So I've moved to Horton now because it is a much nicer scenery to look at. There's more stuff to look at here. It's just amazing place. Anyway, yeah, so then I've obviously got the Durant C10, the Barn Find edition. It does look really cool overall, like the falling parts on it. Overall, it's a wicked looking car, and I must say, I do like the sound of this thing. The sound's really nice, like when you start it up. Yeah, that sounds super good. I love it every single time I do it, because it just sounds like it's not going to start up, and then it just kicks into life. Yeah, they got obviously mismatching wheels, got the Steelies on it. But overall, it's actually a really cool car. I mean, this is full throttle. It does not have a lot of power, but yeah, overall, it's actually a very nice car to use. Or I just literally just have it inside of my inventory because it is a limited. So next on this list, we've got the Pontiac. This is again another limited off-sale car that I can't actually remember when I got it. It might have been like one of the Easter events. But yeah, it's a decently cool car overall. I haven't really done anything to it. I've just left it as standard. But obviously, it's the same Pontiac that you can buy in the shop today. But obviously, with all of the like police lighting system, which is really cool. So obviously, you got all the sounds. You've literally got everything that you can do to it, pretty much, which is really cool, I suppose, overall.
I am the voice of Night Industry 2000's microprocessor, KITT for easy reference, the kit if you prefer.
As you guys can hear from that, the car also does talk to you. That yeah, very interesting. I don't even know what he said, but he said something. But anyway, yeah, it's a very nice car overall. Looks quite cool. It looks quite futuristic, even though it's an old Pontiac. Is that unusual? I think it is quite unusual. But anyway, yeah, I don't really drive this thing a lot. I've just got it again because it is a limited. But with that, on to the next vehicle. So yeah, this is my next car. As you guys can probably tell, I'm doing all the limiteds first, so you guys can see what limiteds I have. I don't really have a lot. Anyway, yeah, this very unusual car. Let's just quickly have a little look around. You got the Temu little spoiler right there, looking good. Yeah, this whole car looks very weird. I've shown this before. It's always gonna look weird. I've never actually done a starter on this thing. Yeah, not the best sounding car, and it's not very quick either. This is in sport mode, and yeah, this thing is slow. But yeah, anyway, I've just again got it just because it is a limited, of course. But yeah, with that, on to the next one. So then I've got my one and only original BMW, this being the used car special, the 25i 5 Series. Very nice car overall. Unfortunately, I don't have any more, which I could get into a huge side rant, but I'm not going to. Basically, I should have had loads more BMWs, but unfortunately, I sold them, so I could buy my Audi SQ8, as well as an Audi S3, I think it was. And then, obviously, BMW disappeared, and my Audi's disappeared with it, unfortunately. So, yeah, that was very annoying. It was like that was the only car. Oh, also, I had a Maserati, was it the Grecale? The SUV version. It might have been a Grecale, or it might have been the other version. But I had that as well, and I also sold it so I could buy all these Audis that then disappeared, which is very, very annoying. Anyway, luckily, I do have this one left over, which does look really nice. I've got it in like a blue sort of colour, just obviously make it the BMW blue. No front badge, got the grill colours, which is actually really, really nice touch. I do like that a lot, I must say. Yeah, obviously being used, car special. One headlight is very, very cloudy. I've got some scuffs at the back. I've got tints, which is actually quite nice on this car. I don't think all my lights work. Yeah, yeah, they don't work. But it's all good. It's all good. It's still legal at some stages. But anyway, yeah. So getting a little startup on this thing. It actually does sound really, really good as well. So I do like this car a lot. I do like this car. I use it every now and then when I just want to like RP or just cruise around with my original BMW. It is a lovely, lovely car to use. So next up, guys, I have my white on white V8 Prius, which is actually surprisingly clean. Yeah, I obviously I've put white wheels on it, so it's white on white. It looks actually really, really good. Obviously got a V8 in it, so it does sound good as well. I mean, front end, I'm not too much of a fan of, but the side and the rear, I'm actually alright with, as far as a Prius goes. But anyway, yeah, getting a little started on this thing. Yeah, this thing is sick. And it obviously spits flames. Got a lovely little spoiler there. Well, a kind of spoiler. But actually, it's decently quick as well. Yeah, as you guys can see, it picks up pace really well. And the turning circle is terrible on this thing. Also, I've just noticed the wheels clip, but no one needs to know that. So, yeah, with that said, on to the next vehicle. So, the Teenage Dream is my next limited I have, and I've got it, like, kind of white, but it's not. It's like a silver. I can't remember what actually paint job it is. Is it a satin? Yeah, I think it's a satin silver with silver wheels. I think it looks really, really good. And then obviously got the clear tail lights. Yeah, this thing looks beauty. I absolutely love the way this thing looks. I mean, obviously, I got a plate that says valved. I think I kept the front plate on this. Yeah, I did. I kept the front plate. It looks really, really good. Unfortunately, the stickers are gone off the rear, which actually I think made the car look more Teenage Dream styled, which was really, really cool. But yeah, unfortunately, that is gone. Wheels do not clip on this one. They're like perfect on this car, which is really, really nice. I love the way the fitment is on this car. And a startup. It's got a good sound to it, I must say. It's got a very, very good sound. Then if I obviously yeah, there is some pops that comes with this car that get very, very loud, which is why it can be a very annoying car to use. Yeah, as you guys can hear, it literally just sounds like gunshots consistently. But then obviously got the yellow DRLs on this car. It just looks like a very, very nice car overall. So after that, I have the Pre-Runner. Now, this thing is absolutely wicked, and it is my most expensive limited I own. I can't remember how much it was. It was like 320 odd K, something like that, I think. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that. If I jump. I've got a plate that says raised on it because it is 100% raised on suspension. And just look at the details of the suspension. It just looks so, so good. So I just had to raise it even more so you guys can obviously see it better. Yeah, it is super, super cool. Overall, I mean, obviously the tailpipes aren't even here. They're like on the sides. It looks really, really good. I think this thing spits flames as well. I'll quickly get in a minute and test it, but obviously you can see this satin dark red paint. Oh, it does look so good. And yeah, definitely best off-roading car by far. This thing can off-road so well. Let's get a quick startup on this thing. Yeah, it does sound good. Yeah, and it does also spit flames. And obviously the lighting on this car, yellow DRLs, indicators are actually really nice on this thing as well. But obviously if you put the fog lights on, all yellows there as well. Then you can obviously put the full high beams on as well, and just, yeah, this thing's a monster. Absolute monster truck. But yeah, it's super, super wicked with these yellow lights on it. But yeah, with that said, it is super cool and customized. And on to the next vehicle. Then we've obviously got the snowplow, and I recently brought this year because it obviously came back out again. And yeah, obviously just the same Ford truck with a plow on the front. It does look really, really good. You can see all like the hydraulics in this thing. Super, super cool. Looking around the thing, it does look really, really good. And then obviously you got the salt sprayer at the back. And obviously all the cones and the cool like gadgets in the back. I don't know why I said gadgets. It's literally just a signpost. Anyway, so yeah, getting on inside the car, it is super, super cool. So obviously you've got the lights on it. You've literally got everything on this car. I think you've got, well, you've got a really nice engine as well in this thing. I don't know if you guys heard that properly. Let me just redo that again. But, yeah, the sound startup is really, really good. Yeah, it's super, super nice. Anyway, then we've obviously got the salt sprayer. So if I just click salt, spray salt everywhere, which is super, super cool. And then obviously we've got the front plow. You obviously can move it into positions that you want. Which again is a super, super cool feature. I just love the way it does. And obviously, if you put it down, let's have a little drive with it. You'll have like a little metal, like, scraping sound. Yeah, when you obviously scrape it against the floor, it does obviously scrape and make metal against like concrete sounds, which again is a super, super cool feature. But with that, let's get on to the next car. So the final limited I actually own is this Lexus right here, which is actually very, very nice. I do like the front look of this car. The very angular headlights do look very, very good. And then I do like the rear of the car. But for some reason, I don't ever use this car, and I've not customized it, I've not lowered it, I've not done anything to it, because, I don't know, there's something about this car I'm just not a fan of. But yeah, it does have a very, very nice startup. Yeah, very, very nice startup. You obviously can see all the carbon. Yeah, there's carbon everywhere on this thing. And I think the revving's really, really good. I think it pops as well. It doesn't pop, but it definitely has crackles and pop and bangs, which is insanely nice. But yeah, one interesting thing is I'm not too sure what this brake light is. It's like the F1 brake lights, but as you guys can see, it doesn't really function. Like, it looks like it turns red, but I think that's just a reflection off of them ones up there. I might be wrong, but yeah, it doesn't look like it actually does anything on this car. But yeah, overall, it is actually quite a nice car to use, and it is very, very quick, as you guys can see. Definitely got some speed, and obviously the DSG farts are absolutely lovely as well. And with that, let's get on to the normal cars I now own. Let's just start off with the cheapest car that I have, and that is this new car Beta. The reason I have this, guys, is obviously because of the demo derby that we did for Karmas this year. Well, last year now, technically. Yes, I've still got this thing, and yeah, it doesn't look good. It's obviously got graffiti all over it. It's very, very cheap, so I've just kept it because it is quite a cool car to, I guess, just have. But anyway, yeah, with that, let's get on to the next vehicle. Okay, so now the cars are actually going to begin to get good. So, officially, you guys should not be seeing this car yet, because the video is not going to be coming out for a while, I don't think. Because I didn't want it to come out too soon. So, anyway, yeah, so you won't be seeing this for a while, but anyway, here is my Jag that is absolutely beautiful. It does look really, really good. It's a long wheelbase XJ with a plate of 1 Jag on it, obviously. Yeah, I just really wanted to have an original Jag because I always collect cars that are like real in this game. So obviously Jags are still non-fictional, like Porsches and Mercedes. I like to collect them just in case one day, like BMW, I'm now prepared. If they ever just randomly disappear out of the blue, I now have still got some left over. But yeah, looking overall at this car, obviously I've got it VIP spec. It is super, super luxurious. It's got the chrome all over it, the chrome wheels. It just looks like a really, really nice car. And I've got the supercharge, so if you start this thing up. Yeah, you guys can hear that supercharge. It is a very, very nice car to use, and obviously daily. So, yeah, I do like this car a lot, and let's get to the next one. So, obviously, guys, I've got my 17-plate R35 GTR still. I've kept this thing for ages. Absolutely love it. I've got a 1 ease plate on there, which looks really, really good. Quad tailpipes looking good. These, like, really nice, like, heavy spoked wheels. I think they look really, really good on this car. Paint job as well. I'm not too sure what the finish is on this. It might be a iridescent, I think. But yeah, it's like a teal kind of color, like a light blue cyan. That sort of idea. But yeah, it does look very, very nice overall. And I just love this car. So let's just quickly give it a quick startup. Oh, yeah, that is a very, very nice sound. Let's just... Yeah, obviously got the pop and bangs on this thing, and it's just super, super clean. The sounds of this thing is just insane, like, especially when you drive it. I don't think I'll ever sell this thing. It just looks really, really good. So next up, I have my M3 in this ultraviolet color that you can obviously get on the VW Scirocco's. Yeah, I've obviously like put it onto this M3, and I just think it just makes the car look so good. If you guys haven't wondered, I have skipped a few cars because I'm saving them for the end. I do hoard one specific type of car. You will guys see that at the very end. But yeah, I'll show you all them at some point. But yeah, this M3 G80 looks super good. I think this is probably one of the best fictionals they've ever done inside of GV so far, which is just, it just looks perfect. Like, there is obviously some slight differences, but yeah, overall it does look like a very good fictional car inside of the game. And obviously, it also sounds very good. And I've got these, like, nice, I think these are stock wheels, the chrome versions. Well, the silver versions. But anyway, yeah, a little startup. Yeah, again, it sounds very good. Also got a few little crackles in there as well. But yeah, overall, this car is also beautiful, and I love to daily this thing. Then, guys, I've obviously got my CS, obviously the Touring. So, obviously, I've got an M3 Saloon and an M3 Touring CS. So, yeah, I've got both of them. I've got these beautiful wheels on them. I can't remember now which ones they are. I know they're like an Imro, I think they're BBSs. There might be BBSs, or Bolas. One of the two. I know they definitely are. But anyway, yeah, it looks really good. This whole car, I mean, obviously the rear end, pretty much rear bumper is the exact same as the M3, virtually. But yeah, let's just quickly hop. I think I've got the, oh no, I'm inside. But yeah, there's obviously a really nice look on this car. I've got the carbon splitter as well. The red around the grille looks really good. Obviously, quick startup. Pretty much identical. Got carbon all over this car. But then obviously got the yellow DRLs to signify the CS, which is just super cool. And I do love this car a lot. Next up, maybe one of the best colors I've ever done on any car. Obviously, you got the GT3 right here, which just looks super good. This paint job is like perfection. I think it's a iridescent light blue. But it just makes it look super beautiful. And yeah, I love this thing overall. I've kept the standard GT3 wheels on this car. I think they come in like a this kind of dark black, a grey, and then a white. I mean a gold, sorry. And yeah, they look absolutely insane. Quick startup for this car. Sounds really good as well. Absolutely insane sounds from this car, and I just love the way this thing drives as well. Handling is probably one of the best handling cars I own. So next up is then my Mercedes S-Class. This thing is lovely to drive. This is probably one of my favorite luxury saloon vehicles that I do have. Obviously, it being, again, non-fictional, it looks perfectly to an S-Class. The only downside to it is it doesn't have high beams because it is an older model. But overall, this thing is absolutely beautiful. Like, one of my favorite things about this car is, like, I'll show you right now, the detail inside of these headlights. As you guys can see, each individual light is just beautiful to look at. And this whole car is just super luxurious. The way the lights come on, everything about it is just super nice. And I'll give you a quick startup for it. It's got a few little pops in there, but yeah, obviously quite a quiet car, as it is very luxury. I can't lie, I think this may be one of the longest cars I've kept in my inventory for. And not actually changed the spec of it. Like, I've probably kept quite a lot of cars, but yeah, I've never changed the spec on this car. I absolutely love it. This, like, satin silver with gold wheels. I just still think it looks super good, and I love the whole look of this car. Obviously, it being non-fictional again, it just looks accurate to the actual one, and I cannot get into my own car, which is great news. So now I'm in the car, obviously I can give you guys a little startup. It just sounds super good, and it like kind of looks like from this sort of angle, it does look like it's got a Akrapovic exhaust system on it, but it just sounds really good, and it does obviously have DSG farts when you change gear. But yeah, overall this car just looks super good. Indicators are beautiful as well, and overall, yeah, is one of my favorite hot hatches in the game. Then, guys, I've got my Mercedes SL, and yeah, this thing also looks super cool. Like, it is so luxurious and sporty at the same time. I could never sell this thing. I've not actually changed the spec in a long time, I don't think. I've just kept it the same. I don't really actually drive it as much as I probably should. But I've got a little bit of camber on there. I've obviously pushed the wheels out. Got some nice white wheels on this car. Yeah, it looks super good. Obviously, indicators are lovely overall. And they obviously, like, pulse back in. It's really nice the way this car works. And obviously is a convertible. So the interior on this thing is super luxurious. And by clicking G, you can obviously change the color of the ambient lights, which is super cool. Yeah, this whole car looks super nice, and I do like it a lot. I'll give you guys a little startup for it, which is, again, very good. I must say, some of the AMG cars in this game have the best sounds in GV. So then I've got an absolutely beautiful car. I've got my 720S right here. It just looks really good. I've not, again, changed the spec on this thing. I've thought about maybe making it like purple at some point, but I'm not too sure. I might make it grey as well. But yeah, I've not changed the spec on this thing. I love the wheels on this thing. I'll never change those. But yeah, it's just a very nice supercar to have. It's dailyable as well, because I know some supercars like the Ford GT obviously has that much power. You can't really just cruise with it, whereas this, you can cruise with it in drive, and then if you need power, you've obviously got sports mode, and it just looks really good, obviously, because, well, this McLaren literally looks perfect. So yeah, overall, I do like it a lot. So let's just give you a little startup for this car. Yeah, it is a very nice sounding car. Yeah, it is one of the best sounding supercars I do own. I think I kind of forgot to show this earlier. But obviously I've still got the Renault 5. No reason to really get rid of this thing. Again, it's just a standard Renault 5. It is the most detailed car inside of GV. Yeah, you can see like the 3D wheels are absolutely wicked on this thing. And obviously getting on inside of the car, it just has a lovely interior to this thing as well. Which is super nice. Can't really see much of that side, but yeah, overall, obviously starting it up, I just think the car is really cool inside of like this sort of game. It's really cool. Obviously got the 5 on the top and 5 on the bonnet as well. Yeah, it just looks like a really nice car overall, and actually it's really good for this new town because it is a very small car to use. And of course, I have my main American muscle car, and it is this Mustang Dark Horse. I think it has a 5-litre V8 in it. I might be wrong, but I think it does. Anyway, yeah, it looks super good. I got a obviously horse plate on the back, which is super cool. I've got these lovely looking silver wheels with this amazing paint job as well. I love the way the Dark Horse looks from the front. It just looks wicked. Obviously hopping on inside. Yeah, let's get a little startup on this thing. Yeah, you guys can probably tell why I've got this thing. It is lovely. Also does backfire, but yeah, this thing is probably one of my main sports cars I drive around just casually. It just drives really smoothly, and obviously if you need the power, it's obviously there. It obviously has a really good startup. It pops and bangs when you want it. Indicators are absolutely lovely, and obviously when you do one side, it obviously is sequential, same as the rear. I just think it is like one of the nicest cars I do own inside of GV. So yeah, that is that. And my final sports car on this list is going to be my Lotus Emira. So you're probably wondering where the Ferraris are. Yeah, I did sell those. I don't know, I weren't too much of a fan of them. I obviously had them for update, and then I kept them a little bit after, customized the cars, and then I thought, for 350k, I'm not really feeling the car that much, so I did sell it. But anyway, yeah, I've got this Lotus right here, and I just love the Emira. It looks super good. I've got this green from like afar. It kind of looks like a black car from different angles in the light, but when you get up, you can see that this lovely green paint. I absolutely love this car. It's super cool. Got these silver wheels on them, and then obviously come around to the rear. I didn't get the GT4. I wanted like the nice, like sort of clean looking rear end to it, but this has probably the best startup sound in the whole of GV, or very nearly the best. But yeah, this is absolutely insane. I just love that sound. I need to do it again. It just sounds super good, and the revving, of course, just super cool overall, and is probably one of my favorite cars. But that means we are finally onto a section of my cars which takes up most of my inventory because I like to hoard a lot of SUVs. So quickly before we get into these SUVs, if you guys have not already, please make sure to like and subscribe, as we are on that road to hitting 5k subscribers, which isn't going to be too far away now, which is insane. But yeah, with that all said, let's get straight back to the video. So if you guys watch my videos regularly, you'll know that I absolutely love SUVs, as well as obviously these Range Rovers. They are absolutely beautiful in the game. Obviously being non-fictional, I pretty much have all of them, or I've owned all of them previously, but I've sold a few, but I own the majority of the models inside of GV. But yeah, I just love SUVs. They're obviously massive presence coming down the road, and obviously these having massive engines in them. You can have 5 people and loads of storage in the back of the car, and it can get you to 60 in like sub 5 seconds, which is just super, super cool. Again, I've got the same sort of wheels on the CS, looking really, really good. And I've got this satin blue paint that obviously you can get on SVRs from standard. We obviously not satin, it comes gloss, but yeah, I've obviously made it satin, so it does look really, really good. And I'll give you guys a little startup of this car, because it is one of the nicest ones. It is super, super good sound. I just love these cars. They are super, super nice. So one of my most recent purchases, and a lot of you American fans out there are going to absolutely love what I've done with this car. I mean, this chrome purple, I think, just look at the way it hits on the like, some sort of angles. It just pops so, so well, and I just love the way it looks with all the black accents. Kept the standard black wheels on this car. I might change them at some point. And then obviously got a Hawk plate on it. But yeah, obviously going to get a quick startup on this thing if I can get inside my car. But yeah, it is super, super... Let me in this car. I've just seen the button pop up. And there it was. Yeah, this thing's... Oh, there we go. Right, so obviously we're inside of the car now. And yeah, this car sounds absolutely amazing. Absolutely insane. I love the sound of it. Also, the revving sounds really, really good. I didn't get the D1000 because I didn't really need that, so I just went with the classic like Road Eagle Trackhawk kind of car. Yeah, overall, really, really nice looking car as well. Next up is going to be my black on silver DBX. You may know previously it was like this blue kind of color, but yeah, I have changed it. It's now this black with like silver wheels. It does look really, really good, and I love the way it looks. I have lowered it slightly, but I might re-raise it, because it does look quite low for a SUV. But anyway, if I get inside of this car, yeah, this sounds also very, very nice as well. It's also quite a loud car. This is probably one of the loudest SUVs I do own. Like, you can definitely hear this thing come from, like, a mile away. But, yeah, it does look very, very nice coming down the road. And it is one of my favourite SUVs I do own. I have previously sold it beforehand, but yeah, I do daily this thing quite a lot. So next up, guys, is my main car, my sort of car that most people know. Obviously, it is literally on my back. If you guys didn't know how I made this, I basically had a picture of my actual G-Wagon inside of GV, and on like the iPad sort of app, I can't really remember what it was, but yeah, I traced around the whole car and pretty much just put it on this shirt. So yeah, that's literally how I made this. But anyway, yeah, I have had it white and black previously, but now I've got this beautiful like satin dark red on it, and I just think it makes the car look so, so aggressive and good. Absolutely love it. I mean, I'll give you guys a quick startup for this thing, but yeah, it's super, super nice. Just sounds really, really good, and obviously it's got obviously it's also got pop and bangs on this car as well. It's super, super nice overall, and it obviously looks very, very accurate, as it also is non-fictional. So obviously, this is one of the most recent car purchases, as well as I've actually changed it recently. It was black like 2 days ago, but yeah, I've changed it yellow to match these yellow calipers, and it does look really, really good. I mean, I feel like from some lights it kind of looks green, but maybe that's just my color blindness. But anyway, yeah, it looks really, really good overall, and I do love the Mercedes inside of this game, which is why I've got a lot. I've also got Mr. 63 plate. And the startups on these AMGs are absolutely insane. They're literally perfect. Few little pop and bangs in there, but yeah, this is a super, super nice luxury SUV I love to ride around in. So also, I do have the bigger brother of the GLE. I've got the GLS as well. I've got the GLS 63. I've also got GL5 plate on it, which obviously says GLS. Yeah, again, it's the same startup sound, same engine sound, because it is the same engine in this car. But yeah, it is super, super big and luxurious, and it is just super, super nice. I love driving this thing, and this actually is one of the most common cars I get compliments on, just because of obviously how luxury and quick the car is for the size. It is just crazy. I don't know why it is this quick, but yeah, I'll quickly demonstrate it for you guys. For this size of car, as you guys can see, it pulls insanely quick. It's quicker than the G-Wagon, it's quicker than quite a lot of SUVs, but yeah, it's a very, very nice car to have. So then guys, we have my Porsche Macan, and I do love this car a lot. It is super, super nice. Again, I previously had it, I think I had like a blue color, but I've now changed it to black with silver wheels. It looks super, super good overall, and I just love the way this thing looks. Again, being a Porsche, non-fictional, yeah, it just looks super, super accurate as well, and it sounds very, very nice. It just sounds super, super good. On a few revs, it's got a few little pop and bangs in there, but overall, yeah, this car is actually super, super quick, and actually also has launch control. It's one of the quickest SUVs I've got. This is one of the smallest as well, which is why it's really nice to just drive around the town of Horton. But yeah, with that, let's get to the next one. Next, guys, is my most luxurious car I own, and it is the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Yeah, this thing, I love it so, so much. I do hope in the future they obviously add more Rolls Royces, like the Phantom or the Ghost, the newer versions anyway, or even the Wraith. All of them I do really, really like. But yeah, it just looks super, super good and luxurious. I love the way this car looks. A little startup for you guys. Super, super nice. And obviously when you drive this thing, it is literally silent. It does have rear wheel steering, as you guys can see there. As obviously it is massive, you can actually get around these corners super, super easily, which is very, very surprising. Like, if not, it is actually easier to get around these corners in this car than it is in maybe that Porsche Macan, which like I'll literally demonstrate right now. If I literally turn this thing, that thing can literally like hug the curb super, super easily. And I've already got low fuel because this thing has a massive 6.75 litre engine in it, which is absolutely insane. So I also have a BMW X6M, which obviously recently came out. I've got it white on white. I previously had it black, but yeah, I changed it to white, and it looks a little nicer. I'm not too sure about this car still. I might end up getting rid of it at some point, but overall, it does look really, really nice. And obviously, I've gone with the black and yellow, and or like a gold kind of color. Reason I've gone with that is because you can see the gold/yellow line under there, and if you come around to the like brake calipers, they're also like a yellowy gold kind of color, and I wanted to match it to that, which I thought was kind of cool. But yeah, overall, it is quite a nice looking car, especially the LCI front end. I absolutely love this with the new updated mirror caps. They also look very, very good. So for a quick startup of this car, sounds very, very good, but there's also one sound that I just never understand what it actually is. It makes like a little, like a vacuum sound. It's really strange. Like, give this a listen. Yeah, I don't understand what it actually is. But anyway, it's got a very, very nice sound to it, and obviously DRLs look super, super good. But with that, onto my last few Range Rovers. So I've also got the full-size Range Rover. I think it's the P400e. It's definitely a hybrid version, and there's only one of it, so it's that one. But yeah, it looks really, really good with this chrome line, with the silver wheels. I think this is like the perfect spec for this car. Also gone with a one farm plate. I think it looks really, really good. And yeah, I mean, I'd start it up for you guys, but you're not going to hear anything as it is hybrid. But if I put it into sport mode, kind of get a little sound for it. But for some reason, again, this is absolutely rapid. I mean, obviously, most hybrids inside of GV are absolutely rapid. But, yeah, I've actually tested this thing against the SV version that's like 200k. And this thing is actually quicker to, like, acceleration-wise, but then obviously in the top end, the SV does overtake it. So as you guys may remember, I do also have a Range Rover Defender that was previously in black, but now I've changed it to this beautiful blue paint, which also does match the blue calipers. I was thinking about getting the variant where it has, I think it's an Ivy edition, where it has the black bonnet. because I do think that would be really, really nice to have, like the contrast. But I have kept this for now, and it does look really, really good still. I mean, I'm going to quickly give this a startup for you guys, as obviously it is the V8 version. It's a little quieter, but very similar sound to the SVR. And yeah, it does sound very, very nice and good. And that leads us to the very final car on this list. And this final car is obviously my full-size Range Rover Autobiography SV. And yeah, you guys can see I have changed the color. You guys may know, for the whole time I've done this content creation, I have had it in this rose gold, which was absolutely beautiful. I still have the color code in case I ever want to swap it back, but I've put this car into a SEMA build. If you guys know what SEMA is, it's obviously over in America. They do this massive car show, and it's kind of like an urban SEMA build, but obviously here it is, this white with these massive plated alloys, which looks super, super good. Like, I think they're like 21s, 22s, and yeah, I just think this car looks beautiful overall. It is one of my nicest builds cars I've actually got. And yeah, it's absolutely insane. I'll give you again a little startup, but it doesn't sound the best because obviously it's quite a luxury vehicle. The revving sound is actually quite nice on this car, but yeah, overall, I absolutely love this car as well. So guys, that is going to be the end of the video, and if you guys have enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'll probably do another one of these car reviews that I have, like show my whole car collection, near towards the end of the year maybe, just so you can see what else I've added to my inventory. But yeah, let me know which is your favorite build I have. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one.